Good morning, guys. It's O'Neill Anderson here from GlobalFX. I just want to go through a few technical setups, or rather, what I'm looking for today. Now, today is Monday. It is actually 5 minutes past 11 a.m. Standard South African time. I just want to go through the DXY quickly, then I'll just look at the USDCAD as well. Now, as I've explained in the previous videos, I have actually explained what the DXY is. So I won't go into much detail as to what the DXY is, but you guys should know that it's the dollar currency strength index, and it actually gives you like the strength of the dollar relative to a basket of a bunch of like other currencies. Right now, what we can see here on the DXY, we had this huge momentum here to the downside. I'll just try to draw this in so you guys can actually see what exactly it is that I'm talking about, right? What we can see here on, let me just remove this here, right? What we can see here on the DXY is that from this point here, you had this impulse move to the downside here. Then you had a bit of a slowdown in momentum here, right? And it seems as if the market is actually planning to make a reversal, and we could potentially see some further upside. Right now, I won't get into much more into that much detail as to why I'm saying that, but I just want to give you guys like a forecast of what I am actually looking for now. Right, what you can see here is that you have like a sort of support right here at the bottom, right? You actually have this blue rectangle highlighted in here. So this is what we can see. We do have the support here. Now, the reason why I have the support area here and haven't actually decided to actually put it here at the bottom. Firstly, it's because of, if you look at, once price actually got down to this area here, you have like huge wicks here to the downside. As you can look here to the left, you had this wick here, then you had multiple other wicks here as well. Then you have like a lot of indecision candlesticks here. You have like a doji there as well. So that's why I've actually chosen to highlight this area here. So this actually tells me that this is a very high liquidity area right over here, right? What you can also see here from based on our resistance structure, you can see I'll actually be focusing on this resistance right over there, right? So what we can see, or what I'm expecting from the DXY, right? You can expect price to push a bit much more lower, probably much more deeper into the support area over here. And then we could potentially be looking for some upside in the DXY. Let me just indicate it to you with a trend line, or rather with arrows. So you can expect a push further deeper into this support area over here, and then we could be looking for some potential upside here, right? Now, the way that price is actually seeming to behave now, we could be looking at some reversal pattern here, preferably a inverted head and shoulder or inverse head and shoulder. So here we could be actually looking to form a right shoulder over here. Then we could be looking for price to actually bounce off or reject this support and to break this trend line here. We have this blue resistance line here. We could actually be looking for a break in the retest of that resistance, and then we could be looking for some potential further upside. Now, as to how far price will actually be going up once it has bounced off of that support, at this moment, I'm not so sure. Let me just go ahead and share my screen here. Right, so as I was saying, this is one area that I am actually focusing on here on the DXY, right? Now, if I just go over to the USD CAD, let me just switch over to the USD CAD. Now, remember that on the DXY, right? If you're looking for some upside on the DXY, I'm also potentially going to be looking for some upside in all other dollar base pairs, right? So here you're looking at the USD CAD. I'll just go to a higher time frame. I'll look at a 4-hourly time frame. You can see on the 4-hourly time frame, there's been a huge like bearish momentum. But I want to specifically focus on the much more lower time frames where I'll be looking to actually get my entries. What we can see here is that price has been moving in this rather parallel channel, if I might put it that way. I'm just change the color of this line here. Right, so price has been trading within this channel here, right, on the 4-hourly time frame. Now I won't draw this channel in that perfect, but just for you to have an idea as to what I'm looking for here. Now, as you guys might recall, in the previous week, I was actually looking for price to bounce off of the support here, but we can see that price actually broke through the support and it traded much more lower than what we had actually expected. Now, if I go to a hourly time frame, I just want to focus on the market structure specifically on the hourly time frame as well. If I just zoom out here a bit, what we can see here is on the hourly time frame, you can actually see the support much more clear. Recall that I was actually looking for price to bounce off of this support here, but we can see that price actually just had like a small consolidation here, then it broke right through, came back to retest it and continue making its way down. So what I am actually looking for now on the USD-CAD is for potential upside, right, considering the DXY that we were looking at as well. Now we can see that this is the extreme low that price actually got to over here, right? Now, is it possible for price to come back lower to the support? Yes, it is very much possible. But it does not necessarily mean that price will actually come down to that extreme low there, right? So what I am looking for here, if I just pull up my fib, if I pull up my fib tool, if I pull it from this low here, and I pull it to this high here, then you can actually see that price is nearly at a 78.6 fib level. Now, what I'm hoping for price to move, the way I'm hoping that price is going to move, right? Yes, we are at approximately 78.6 fib level, but I'm expecting price to actually move much more lower than that. It is very possible. If it does not move lower than that, then I'll just have to adjust my my way of trading, right? So I'm expecting price to move much more deeper into the 78.6, probably even lower. Is it possible that price might come down all the way to this extreme low? Yes, it is very possible. Then what we could be looking for is if you pull out your RSI indicator, your relative strength index, right? So price could potentially be heading much more lower, also coming down to the bottom of this parallel channel over here. Then we could be looking for price being oversold. And then that's when we might actually also be looking for buying opportunities on the USD CAD. But for now, what I'm looking for here is on a 30-minute time frame. I am looking for long positions. The way I'm going to be entering my long positions is if I draw in a trend line here, right? And I draw it in like this. So you can see you have this impulse and the price is like in a minor correction here. So I am actually looking for a break of this pattern over here before I actually enter my long trades here. And in terms of your Elliott waves, you could also be looking for, this could be your initial or your start of your first impulsive wave. So we could be looking at wave 1 and price could currently be in a corrective wave 2 Elliott wave here. Then we could be looking for wave 3 all the way up probably to the top of this descending parallel channel that we've drawn in on the 4-hourly time frame. So this is what I'm actually looking for now on the USD CAD. I wouldn't advise that you enter now at market price per se. That's a very aggressive entry, although it might work out for you. If price actually does decide now to actually turn and continue making its impulsive move to the upside. But what I'm potentially looking for here is a break of the structure over here, and then we could be looking for some further upside. Now you can expect a bit of slow down in momentum as price approaches this resistance area here, which was our previous support on a hourly and 4 hourly time frame. But ultimately, I'll be looking for a break of this structure over here. Then you could be looking for potential long entries here. Now, as for my stop loss, I'll have my stop loss just below this extreme low here. If I do get stopped out, then it's fine. I'll just have to move on from that loss. But then we'll just have to be looking at other possible scenarios as well when price actually does get to this low here. So this is what I'm looking for now on the USD CAD. I'll just send a screenshot analysis of other pairs that I'm looking for, but I just decided that I should actually make a video explaining the USD CAD and the DXY. As you guys know that there is a correlation between those two there. I think we've had a trade, I think it was last month, where we traded, I think it was, we're looking at the USDCHF as well as the the DXY, which is the dollar currency strength index. So this is what I'm currently looking for on the USD CAD. Just to get into much more detail with this correction here. In terms of your market structure, let me just go down to a much more lower time frame. You'll be able to understand it much more clear, right? So this is our impulsive move, right? You have this A, B, C, D, and this could potentially be our E corrective. And as you guys know that after we have this E corrective here, we're looking for another impulse to the upside, right? So if you are a aggressive trader, then you can buy at market price, right? So then I'd suggest that you would have your take profit here at this previous support level, which will serve as resistance, and you have your stop loss just below this extreme low here that we had to the left. And then your risk reward ratio, you're looking at around 2.2, which still is a very good trade. Just remember, you guys need to always consider your lot sizes. You need to consider your equity and all of those risk management factors. You need to take that into consideration. But this is what I'm looking for on the USD CAD. Even though this is a bit of aggressive entry, the way that I would prefer to enter this trade, honestly, is for price to actually break above this structure here, right? As I've explained before. Then if you look to your left, you would see that you have like a minor resistance right here, right? Then a much more safer way to enter this trade would be to actually enter long at the break of that 15-minute resistance over there. Then you take profits, then you can have your first TP right here. Then your second TP could be somewhere at the top of that descending, or rather at the top of that parallel descending channel, right? So your stop loss would then be below this low here. Should it happen that price actually does respect this structure here and makes a move to the upside, then you could be looking at having a stop loss just below this low that it does form here. So I just hope you guys find this helpful. But I will be sending much more detailed analysis, or rather not much more detailed analysis, but I'll be sending more currency pairs that I am looking for to be trading in this week. And always, guys, remember that once you take a trade and you are in profit, don't allow a winning trade to go to or to turn to a losing trade. Always remember to secure your profits, have your stop loss at your entry or at break even, or rather just trail your profits as price actually does fluctuate. So that is just what I'm looking for in the USD CAD and the DXY, but I'll send a snapshot of um, this analysis here on the Signals networks. I might just share it on the Telegram channel as well. So I hope you guys actually found this helpful.